pirate stories have been popular with people of all ages. Pirates rule the sea with their bravery and terror, finding secret treasure, plundering ships, and never backing down from a fight. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 fascinating pirate stories. Pirates take on the Navy, and it doesn't go well. Pirates have been a prevailing problem off the Somalia coast since the Somali Civil War. For years, these pirates have obstructed shipping operations, which has caused shipping costs to increase by billions of dollars in global trade. On March 18, 2006, the USS Cape St. George and USS Gonzales Navy ships from Norfolk, Virginia, were on patrol. They were working to avoid these pirates near the coast of Somalia through carefully conducted security operations. At around 5:30 that morning, a fishing boat approached the 2 Navy ships with several other skiffs in tow. The teams on the USS Gonzales prepared for a routine boarding, which was done for security purposes. However, they quickly noticed that the men on the vessel, who they suspected were pirates, were armed with grenade launchers. The pirates opened first on the USS Cape St. George and caused only minor damage, but the Navy ships returned fire quickly. 1 of the pirates passed away, and 5 were injured. A fire was started on the main pirate vessel, which soon sank. All of the naval officers survived with no injuries. The 2 small skiffs were captured by Navy crew, and they brought 12 pirates into custody. They also took all of their grenade launchers and other weapons. The 5 injured pirates were taken to an assault ship for treatment and eventually sent back to Somalia. 4 years later, the same pirates were sentenced to life in prison for piracy after attacking another Navy ship. The International Maritime Organization has warned all ships, including military ships, to stay away from the Somali coast as much as possible due to the large number of pirate attacks. Just from 2004 to 2005, the number of pirate attacks had increased from 2 to 7. Anne Bonny. During a time when women didn't have equal rights as men, Anne Bonny did a remarkable job at making a name for herself as a respected pirate. She was known as the toughest and deadliest woman to ever sail the high seas. She became such a legendary woman that it's now difficult to say what's actually true. It's believed Anne Bonny was born in Ireland in 1697. She was said to be the illegitimate child of a lawyer named William Cormac and his servant Mary Brennan. After William's affair became public, he left Ireland with Mary and Anne. William bought a plantation in Charleston, South Carolina, and began his career all over again. Many tales have been told of Anne's teenage years, but no one knows what's true. Some people claim she took the life of a servant. Other people have said Anne put a man in the hospital after he tried to assault her. Though these stories have never been confirmed, they did help her reputation as a pirate later on. When Anne was 16 years old, she met and fell in love with a pirate named James Bonny, who wanted to inherit her father's estate. Though her father never approved of the relationship, Anne married James anyway. His father was so angry and disappointed with her that he forced her to leave his home. James and Anne went to live in a pirate's hideout in New Providence, but James found it too difficult to support her. To make better money, he became an informer for Governor Woodes Rogers. He had to hunt down pirates and bring them to be punished for their crimes. Because Anne had become friends with so many pirates, she was disappointed with James's new role. With the help of her friend Pierre, Anne was able to leave her husband and be with Calico Jack Rackham, who had previously offered to buy her from James. Calico Jack Rackham was a pirate captain who often attacked coastal shipping. Though he hadn't been very successful, he wanted everyone to believe he was. He often spent money on extravagant things to appear better off than he was. Anne's relationship wasn't public outside of his ship, but everyone on the ship referred to her as the captain's woman. At this time, it was highly unusual for a woman to be on ship. It was considered bad luck. Anne often disguised herself as a man when they pillaged other ships. She never felt the need to hide her true identity from her shipmates, but one refused to accept her because of her gender. Anne took the life of this man and threw his body overboard. If any other shipmates had a problem with her, they didn't show it after that. Eventually, Anne found out that she was pregnant, and Calico left her in Cuba to have the baby. No one knows what happened to their child. Some believe Anne abandoned the child. Others believe one of Calico's friends raised the child for them. Still, others believe the child may have passed away at birth. A few months after she'd had the baby, Anne returned to Calico's ship. Now, though, there was another woman on board. A pirate named Mary Read had joined the crew after Calico's crew had attacked her ship. Anne and Mary got along well and became good friends. Some of the crew even believed they were in a romantic relationship behind Calico's back. In October 1720, Captain Barnett, a commander of the British Navy, attacked Calico's ship. Since most of the crew was drunk, it was a short fight. Only Anne and Mary had put up a real fight, but they were quickly overpowered. The crew was taken to Port Royal for their trial. This particular trial was a bigger deal than most trials involving pirates because of Anne and Mary. No one liked that they had come from traditional backgrounds and had fought so hard for equality between men and women. The whole crew were found guilty of piracy and all passed away due to hanging. Both Anne and Mary, however, were spared because they said they were pregnant. Mary passed away from a fever while in a Jamaican prison. No one truly knows what happens to Anne after that. The prevailing story is that her father paid for Anne to be brought back home. According to this tale, she remarried in 1721, had 8 more children, and passed away in 1782. Bartholomew Roberts. Bartholomew Roberts, also known as Black Bart, is perhaps the most successful pirate who's ever lived. With a boldness and fearlessness like no other, he successfully plundered around 400 ships. He wasn't afraid to attack even the biggest warships he encountered. Bartholomew was born in South Wales and was always interested in ships. While working as a third mate on a British ship, pirate Howell Davis captured the ship and forced Bartholomew to join his crew. Before long, he had become Howell's favourite crew member. When Howell passed away in an ambush in 1719, the crew voted for Bartholomew to be the new captain. The crew avenged their former captain's loss of life and headed to Brazil, where they plundered many ships. They managed to steal ships and other goods to take with them. They moved on to the American colonies and sold what they had stolen. They took more ships and burned many as well. Although Bartholomew appeared to be a calm person for the most part, he was a very cruel pirate. At one point he captured a ship with 80 slaves and burned it without bothering to save any of them. He later captured and hanged his arch-enemy, the governor of Martinique. His reputation was known all over the world, and everyone feared him. He wreaked havoc and caused terror everywhere he went. In February 1722, Captain Shalona Ogle was sent out by the British government to capture Bartholomew and his crew. He found them in Cape Lopez, where they were drinking and celebrating. Bartholomew was shot and passed away almost immediately. His crew threw his body in the water as he had wished. They soon surrendered and were taken to the Cape Coast Castle for their trial. So what do you make of these pirates and their stories? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community whilst working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.